Hello. Thank you for tuning in once again. You are tuned in to Esoteric Guidance, and my name is Nehru. Today's reading of the Book of Jubilees might come in a little placid, but there's spiritual reason for that. So we are going to, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, Soul Tribe Collective. And again, welcome to the channel, Vinci. That's the newest named subscriber that I received. So, going to, as always, pick up in the 25th verse, 24th verse. So thank you so much for being a part of what is happening here energetically. Soul Tribe Collective. We are at 200 subscribers, so once again, thank you so very much. We reached that mark on yesterday. And they brought Dinah, their sister, out of the house of Shechem, and they took captive everything that was in Shechem, their sheep and their oxen and their asses and all their wealth and all their flocks, and brought them all to Jacob their father. And he reproached them because they had put the city to the sword. For he feared those who dwelt in the land, the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and the dread of the Lord was upon all the cities which are around about Shechem. And they did not rise to pursue after the sons of Jacob, for terror had fallen upon them. So Jacob was afraid, but he didn't have need to be afraid, because those other cities were being judged. Okay, so we are on to Jacob's journey to Bethel and Hebron. Isaac blesses Levi and Judah. And on the new moon of the month, Jacob spake to all the people of his house, saying, Purify yourselves and I'll send swords. Purify your swords. Okay. For those of us, by the way, who are on the timeline that I am on, okay, so you are awaiting your divine feminine, divine masculine, whichever you are not, you're waiting for that union. Again, homosexual, lesbian, gay, penis to penis, vagina to vagina relationships cannot relate with what I'm saying here, because it does not fit their lifestyle. Okay, so they can try to apply what I'm saying, but it will yield them nothing, because your heart is not in the right place and your actions are not in the right place. Okay? Again, faith without works. What are the works? The works are doing the things to help yourself, to better yourself. Okay? You can't be trying to be a high vibrational spiritual being and you're sucking on the same thing you got. Okay? Purify yourselves and change your garments, and let us arise and go up to Bethel, where I vowed a vow to him on the day when I fled from the face of Esau my brother, because he hath been with me and brought me into this land in peace, and put ye away the strange gods that are among you. And they gave up the strange gods and that which was in their ears, and which was on their necks, and the idols which Rachel stole from Laban, her brother, she gave wholly to Jacob. And he burnt and brake them to pieces and destroyed them. Good job, Jacob. Finally, someone who does not accept whatever their spouse is bringing to them. Again, we're speaking about divine feminine, divine masculine, speaking about divine unions. Those are the only type of divine unions. Speaking about those types of unions, you cannot forsake your own intuition once this individual comes into your life, once the union happens, okay? That is the worst thing that you could do, because that's when you need to be at your very best. You didn't get there by ignoring your intuition. You got there by paying attention and following your intuition. So how do you think you're going to keep them? This is the same principle or process, thought process I have in regards to physical aging, okay? So my thought process is, I want to make sure that I keep this physical body healthy and sexy at 80, just like I do at 30, or at 40, at 50. Why? Because that's part of what attracted them to me in the first place. So I would want to maintain that. Same thing with your spiritual journey, okay? Divine masculine, divine feminine, whatever brought you together, do not lose that just because you go into a relationship. Oftentimes, and men are dinged for this more than women, men, when we get married, we let our physical bodies go down the shitter. Okay? We just let it go. We gain the belly, we don't go to the gym anymore, we stop working out, we stop trying to look good. Why? Because I already got the girl. That's the dumbest, lowest, karmic husband energy you can have. Okay? Don't you want to be healthy enough to run around with your kids and run and jump and play? You don't want to be too big to go down the slide. You don't want, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to get to that point. Okay, take care of yourself today as you're getting ready for her, and then maintain that beach body. Maintain that, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, don't get the dad bod. Okay, don't get the man boobs, unless they're, I don't know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger's in 1974. You can have those types of man boobs without the steroids. Okay, but don't let yourself fall apart, men and women, just because you come into these divine unions. Okay? The person, again, that I lay with, just like with the children, not staying with someone for kids, I would never do that. I would also need to be attracted, physically attracted to the woman that I lay next to. She's going to be highly disappointed if I'm not physically attracted to her one day because she let herself go. And now I'm looking like, you know what I mean? That's not good. Okay? That's not good. So take care of ourselves physically and spiritually just as well as we did before we got her or him. All right? And he went up on the new moon on the 7th month to Bethel, and he built an altar at that place, or the place where he had slept under that tree, and he set up a pillar there, and he sent word to his father Isaac to come to him to his sacrifice, and to his mother Rebekah. And Isaac said, "Let my son Jacob come, and let me see him before I die." And Jacob went to his father Isaac and to his mother Rebekah to the house of his father Abraham. And he took 2 sons, his sons with him, Levi and Judah. And he came to his father Isaac and to his mother Rebekah. And Rebekah came forth from the tower to the front of it to kiss Jacob and embrace him. For her spirit had revived when she heard, "Behold, Jacob thy son hath come." And she kissed him. And she saw his 2 sons, and she recognized them, and said unto him, "Are these thy sons, my son?" And she embraced them, and kissed them, and blessed them, saying, In you shall the seed of Abraham become illustrious, and you will prove a blessing on the earth. And Jacob went in to Isaac his father, and to the chamber where he lay, and his 2 sons were with him. And he took the hand of his father, and stooping down to kiss him. And Isaac clung to the neck of Jacob his son, and wept upon his neck. And the darkness left the eyes of Isaac, and he saw the sons of Jacob that are Levi and Judah, and said, Are these thy sons, my son? And they are like thee, for they are like thee. And he said unto him, that they were truly his sons, and thou hast truly seen that they are truly my sons. And they came near him, and he turned and kissed them, and embraced them both together. And the spirit of the prophecy came down into his mouth, and he took Levi by his right hand, and Judah by his left hand. And he turned to Levi first, and began to bless him first, and said unto him, May the God of all, the very Lord of all the ages, bless thee and thy children throughout all the ages. And may the Lord give to thee and to thy seed greatness and great glory, and cause thee and thy seed from among all flesh to approach him to serve in his sanctuary as the angels of the presence and as the holy ones, even as they will the seed of thy sons be for glory and greatness and holiness, and may he make them great unto all the ages. And they will be princes and judges and chiefs of all the seed of the sons of Judah. So with my esoteric journey on 8/10, the evening of 8/10, into the Galactic Federation Council, these words now mean something different to me. So when Isaac says, and they will be princes, judges, and chiefs of all the seed of the sons of Jacob. I posted that video this morning, by the way, of what that download was. Return to sender, return to sender, return to sender, return to sender, times 5,000, and with the sword and vengeance. Okay, and so there is the Galactic Federation. The elite societies are aware of this. Skull and Bones, Illuminati, those who control, who are part of the MK Ultra experiment programs and all of that, they are very much aware of these extraterrestrial beings that you and I are truly at our core. Okay, many of these beings make up the chief judges, princes, okay, of this galaxy. Okay, they will speak the word of the Lord in righteousness, and they will judge all his judgments in righteousness, and they will declare my ways to Jacob and my paths to Israel. The blessing of the Lord will be given in their mouths, to bless all the seed of the beloved. I'm sorry, my mind is somewhere else as I'm reading. I'm receiving visions of things. Thy mother hath called thy name Levi, and justly hath she called thy name, that thou wilt be joined to the Lord, and be the companion of all the sons of Jacob. Let his table be thine, and thou and thy sons eat thereof. And may thy table be full of all generations, and thy food fail not unto all ages. And let all who hate thee fall down before thee, and let all thy adversaries be rooted out of the parish. Out of the parish. Interesting. Rooted out and perish. And blessed be he that blesseth thee, And cursed be every nation that curses thee. And to Judah he said, May the Lord give thee strength and power to tread down all that hate thee. A prince shalt thou be, thou and one of thy sons, over the sons of Jacob. May thy name and the names of thy sons go forth and traverse every land and region. Then will the Gentiles fear before thy face, and all the nations will quake, and all the people will quake. The nations are the people, so it's no coincidence. You see how this lines up here? And all the nations, people will quake. Okay, the nations are the people. In thee shall be the help of Jacob, and in thee be found the salvation of Israel. And when thou sittest on the throne of the honor of thy righteousness, there will be great peace for all the seed of the sons of the beloved. And blessed will he be that blesses thee, and all that hate thee and afflict thee and curse thee shall be rooted out and destroyed from the earth and accursed. And sorry, I was looking at a vehicle outside. And turning, he kissed him again and embraced him and rejoiced greatly, for he had seen the sons of Jacob, his son, in very truth. And he went forth from between his feet and fell down and worshipped him. And he blessed him, and Jacob rested there with Isaac his father that night. And they ate and drank with joy. And he made the two sons of Jacob sleep, the one on the right, on his right hand, and the other on his left hand. And it was counted to him for righteousness. And Jacob told his father everything during the night, how the Lord had shown him great mercy, and how he had prospered him in all his ways, and protected him from all evil. And Isaac blessed the Lord, or blessed God, of his father Abraham, who had not withdrawn his mercy and his righteousness from the sons of his servant Isaac. Yeah, I think it's interesting that the prayers and decrees, declarations that these mothers and fathers were saying over their children. I wonder how many parents practice that today. So this is Rebecca journeys to Jacob, to Bethel. All right, again, my mind is really, maybe I should have waited another day before I came back on the channel and recorded anything after that 8:10 experience. And in the morning, Jacob told his father Isaac the vow which he had vowed to the Lord, and the vision which he had seen, and that he had built an altar, and that everything was ready for the sacrifice to be made before the Lord as he had vowed, and that he had come to set him on an ass. So they were preparing the donkey. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Son, I am not able to go with thee, for I am old, and not able to bear the way. Go, my son, in peace, for I am 165 years this day. I am no longer able to journey. Set thy mother on the donkey or on the ass, and let her go with thee. And I know, my son, that thou hast come on account, and may this day be blessed on which thou hast seen me alive, and I also have seen thee, my son. Mayest thou prosper and fulfill thy vow which thou hast vowed, and put not off thy vow, for thou wilt be called to account as touching the vow. So now that you know, you are being held accountable. Now therefore, make haste to perform it, and may he be pleased who hath made all things, to whom thou hast vowed the vow. And he said to Rebekah, Go with Jacob thy son. And Rebekah went with Jacob her son, and Deborah with her, and they came to Bethel. And Jacob remembered the prayer with which his father had blessed him and his sons, Levi and Judah, and he rejoiced and blessed the God of his fathers, Abraham and Isaac. And he said, Now I know that I have eternal hope, and my sons also before the God of all. And this, or thus, it is ordained concerning the two. And they record it as an eternal testimony unto them on the heavenly tables, how Isaac blessed them. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention, I don't think, to the camera. Okay, maybe we'll finish this section and that'll be it. Levi's dream at Bethel. He is appointed to the priesthood. Jacob celebrates the Feast of Tabernacles and offers tithes. The institution of tithes. So here we go with that. Okay? And he abode that night at Bethel, and Levi dreamed that they had ordained and made him the priest of the Most High God, him and his sons forever. And he awake from his sleep and blessed the Lord. And Jacob rose early in the morning on the 14th of this month, and he gave a tithe to all that came with him, both of men and cattle, both of gold and every vessel and garment. And he gave tithes of all. And in those days Rachel became pregnant with her son Benjamin. And Jacob counted his sons from him inwards, and Levi fell to the portion, and Jacob counted his sons from him upwards, and Levi fell to the portion of the Lord, and his father clothed him in the garments of the priesthood and filled his hands. And on the 15th of this month, he brought to the altar 14 oxen from amongst the cattle, and 28 rams, and 49 sheep, 7 lambs, 21 kids of the goats as a burnt offering on the altar of sacrifice, well pleasing for a sweet savor before God. I brought frankincense and myrrh today, and in fact, is it still burning? Yes, it's still burning right now, in fact. This was his offering in consequence of the vow he had vowed that he would give a tenth with their fruit offerings and their drink offerings. And when the fire had consumed it, he burnt incense on the fire over the fire, and for a thank offering 2 oxen and 4 rams and 4 sheep, 4 he-goats, and 2 sheep of a year old, and 2 kids of the goats. And thus he did daily for 7 days. And he and all, that's a lot of work for 7 days. I'm so glad that we are under grace today. We don't require all of that. Or he doesn't. And he and all his sons and his men were eating this with joy during the 7 days, and blessing and thanking the Lord who had delivered him out of all his tribulation and had given him his vow. And he tithed all the clean animals and made a burnt sacrifice, but the unclean animals he gave not to Levi his son, and he gave all the souls of men. He gave him all the souls of men. And Levi discharged the priestly office at Bethel before Jacob his father in preference to his 10 brothers. And he was a priest there, and Jacob gave his vow. Thus he tithed again the tithe to the Lord and sanctified it, and it became holy unto him. And for this reason it is ordained on the heavenly tables as a law for the tithing again to the tithe to eat before the Lord from 1 year to year, from year to year, in the place where it is chosen that his name should dwell. And to this law there is no limit of the days forever. This ordinance is written that it may be fulfilled from year to year in eating the second tithe before the Lord in the place where it hath been chosen. And nothing shall remain over from it from this year to the year following. For in its year shall the seed be eaten till the days of the gathering of the seed of the year, and the wine till the days of the wine, and the oil till the days of its season. And all that is all that is left thereof, and becometh old, let it be regarded as polluted. Let it be burnt with fire, for it is unclean. And thus let them eat it together in the sanctuary, and let them not suffer it to become old. And the tithes and the oxen and the sheep, and the tithes of the oxen and sheep shall be holy unto the Lord, and shall belong to his priests, which they will eat before him from year to year. For thus it is ordained and engraven regarding the tithe on the heavenly tables. Okay. And I think we'll stop there. We'll stop there. All right. So, thank you so much as always. Again, my name is Nehru, and this is Esoteric Guidance, here to help us all become our highest, purest, truest version of ourselves as we usher in the 7th dispensation, which is preparing us for the return of the Christos, for the return of Yeshua. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel Soul Tribe Collective. Again, much love to you, and be encouraged.